We trust buildings and bridges with our lives every single day, right? But what happens when that trust is completely broken? Well, today we're going to pull back the curtain on this invisible but absolutely critical process that's the only thing standing between a solid, safe structure and a pile of rubble.
So, when you hear about a bridge or a building tragically collapsing, what's the first thing you think of? A bad design, maybe? Or some faulty materials? And yeah, those can definitely be factors. But what if I told you that the single biggest hidden reason is often something else entirely? It's a breakdown in the process itself.
All right, first up, let's talk about what happens when buildings fail. And look, this isn't just about scary headlines. It's really about understanding the safety of the places we walk into every single day without a second thought. So here's the thing you've got to understand. A catastrophic failure, it's almost never about one person making one single mistake. Nope. It's almost always about a failure in the system, a system that was supposed to be there to catch those little mistakes before they could ever become dangerous.
So, what is this unseen weakness? What's the secret culprit? Well, it's something called poor site supervision. And I love this analogy. Think of it like a chef. A chef can write the most perfect, detailed recipe, right? But if there's no one in the kitchen actually making sure the cooks are following it, you could end up with a total disaster on a plate. In construction, the site supervisor, they're that essential person in the kitchen.
Okay, so what is site supervision really? It's the absolutely critical job of making sure that the work being done on the ground matches the official plans. Exactly. We're talking every single measurement, every material has to align perfectly with the blueprints. There is zero room for winging it. And when that supervision is poor, you get this toxic mix of problems. It all starts to fall apart. You get unclear instructions, which leads to people just guessing. You get weak, or maybe just not enough, inspections, which means nobody is double-checking the work. And the result of all that? Well, it's terrifying. Potentially fatal mistakes can go completely unnoticed.
Okay, now let's get into how a tiny error can spiral into a full-blown catastrophe. This is where you really see the domino effect in action, turning one little mistake into a massive failure just waiting to happen.
And here's how that path to failure usually plays out. Step 1. The instructions are kind of vague. So, step 2. A worker, trying their best, makes a small error. Now here comes the most critical part. Step 3. A weak inspection completely misses it. And just like that mistake is now literally buried inside concrete and steel. And over time, it becomes this hidden, critical weak point. A time bomb just waiting for the right amount of stress to go off.
I mean, look at the difference here. It's night and day. On one side, with poor supervision, mistakes just slip right through the cracks. Quality takes a nosedive, and safety is seriously compromised. But with strong supervision, the complete opposite is true. The work follows the drawings to the letter. Quality is guaranteed, and safety is massively improved. These are two totally different paths, leading to two totally different futures for that building.
So how do we make sure we always stay on the right path? Well, this is what we call the blueprint for quality. If poor supervision is the villain of our story, the hidden cause of failure, then strong supervision is the hero. It's the absolute essential ingredient for success.
And the benefits are so real and direct. Look, this isn't just about dodging a disaster. It's about actively building success. Strong supervision makes sure the project sticks to the design. That's the number one thing for improving safety. It guarantees top-notch work, which means the building isn't just safe today, but it's going to be durable and reliable for decades.
And this really says it all, doesn't it? Strong supervision is the foundation of a safe and successful project. You can have the most brilliant design in the world, the most expensive high-tech materials, but without that critical pair of eyes on the ground, watching everything, you're basically building on a shaky foundation. It really is the bedrock of the whole thing. Okay, let's bring this all home and talk about what this means for us. Building with confidence. Because at the end of the day, this isn't just some abstract idea, right? It's about the trust, the blind trust really, that we place in the world around us every single day.
So, what's the one big takeaway from all of this?
It's this: the safety of the office you're sitting in, the apartment you sleep in, the bridges you drive over. It all hinges on this invisible, diligent oversight. It all comes down to an expert on site whose entire job is to make sure every single detail is correct. They're there protecting all of us. And I'll leave you with this one final thought. We trust these massive structures with our lives, and we do it without a second thought, don't we? So the next time you walk into a towering skyscraper or a huge stadium, will you maybe think about that invisible expert, that supervisor who was there day in and day out, making sure it was built not just to look impressive, but to keep you safe?